Hey y'all, it's Tasha. I am back with another video. Thank you so much for stopping in. As usual, I would love it so much if you would hit the subscribe button below before you got out of here. But as you can see from the title of this video, today is a product review for some new Locs products that I ordered and tried. I will leave the link to this company down in the description box below. But I'm going to run through and show you guys everything that I purchased and give you my initial thoughts on how these products performed. They were pretty pricey, if I may say so myself. I went ahead and purchased because I've been trying to make a conscious effort since the beginning of the year to buy from a black-owned business at least once a month. So this was my black-owned business bought this in March, beginning of April. One of those. So I went ahead and purchased it since, of course, I've started my own Locs. I figured that, you know, with both of us having Locs in the house, that I would be able to use the products since I'm not using more of my traditional products I was before, so that I kind of justified the cost there. But they were pricey, so just forewarned you before you go onto the website. And of course, I'll give you my suggestions of the things you may want to purchase if you don't want to purchase the entire kit. So I'm going to run through what I have and then let you guys see Amaya's hair so that you can see how her retwist came out. But I'm going to start from the beginning with the first product you're supposed to use, which is the PreCleanse by Dr. Locs. First, I love the packaging of everything. It is water resistant so that the labels won't fade or start to peel off or things like that. So I really do love that. 3 of the 5 items came in a spray bottle, which I found was really handy. So wanted to start there. Do love the colors and the packaging of all this as well. So really do love it. And everything was packaged so securely when it came. It was literally inside of one of those USPS bubble wrap envelopes. And then when I opened that envelope, there was another USPS bubble envelope inside. When I opened that one, I believe there was another one in there, and then each of these were individually, either the complete bottle was wrapped or the top, wherever your nozzle or bottle top was wrapped securely so that no product could leak out. You didn't have any accidents. So I really appreciate that when I was opening the products. I was like, wow. But I get it because this is a lot of product and it's expensive, like I said, so you don't want it to waste out and waste, of course, my money or waste the company's money and time. So I did really, really appreciate that. Okay, back to the product. First product is the PreCleanse. And everything is really simple with the directions. Everything is really simple with the ingredients. Everything you can read. I'm not sure if everything is organic, but it really is, I believe, clean. No synthetic fragrances, animal ingredients, sulfates, or gluten. This you're supposed to spray on the Locs to help remove buildup that you may have. So I use this on some of Amaya's Locs. She has a little bit of buildup on some Locs. I guess maybe some parts of the hair are absorbing products and things like that more than other parts. So I just use this very quickly on a few of her Locs and it did do the job. All you have to do is spray it very generously on the Loc. You can either use your hand or a towel and just kind of rub it, like rub your fingers in between the Loc, and it actually brings the buildup out of the Loc. So I thought that was very interesting, and it truly did work on the Locs that I saw she had it. Again, I only kind of just skimmed through her hair before I washed it. She's had her Locs 2 years now. So she doesn't have like years and years and years of buildup there. And I try to keep her products pretty simple. But I told her the next time we do a retwist, we will go through each Loc and use this stuff because it worked really, really well. It doesn't smell the greatest. It does have a witch hazel and apple cider vinegar in it. And that's what I really smell mostly, is the witch hazel and the apple cider vinegar. So not terrible smelling, but not great. But you can make it work because it rinses right out once you shampoo. Next up was the, not sure if I'm saying it right, the Yasin shampoo is what I tried, and it's just regular shampoo. She recommends that you wash 3 times on the bottle. I washed Amaya's Locs twice. I usually always wash it twice, but I was like, oh, I'll try the 3 times since she says that. However, by the time I got done with the second one, her hair was squeaky clean. So I did not go through with the third wash. And it was about a month between her previous wash and this wash. So I did not do a third time. I think unless you have a ton of buildup on your scalp and hair, I think 2 washes is gonna be fine with this stuff. Because again, it literally got her hair squeaky clean. As I was rinsing it the second time and, you know, trying to get it out of her locks, I could hear the squeak. And I looked at her, I was like, do you hear that? And she was like, what? And I didn't. She was like, yeah, that my hair. I was like, yeah, your hair, it was squeaky clean. So it felt like that. But oddly enough, it didn't feel very scripted. Like, it didn't feel like everything was just completely, like all the moisture was completely gone out of her hair, but her hair was squeaky clean. Like, it was clean. So I really did like the shampoo. I'm usually not picky about shampoos. On her hair, since she's had her locks, I've only used the Shea Moisture shampoos. I've used the seems like they have one with apple cider vinegar, or maybe not, I can't remember. No, I've used their black soap one, and then I've used another one. I've only used 2 by Shea Moisture the entire time for her locks. So switching to this, I did see a difference in the lather. I saw the difference in getting the shampoo out. Like, once it suds and it did its job, it wasn't as hard for me to rinse out for some reason as the other shampoos have been. So I do like the shampoo, and I would definitely repurchase the shampoo to use on a regular basis. I washed my hair last night, but I was honestly a little bit afraid to try it because my hair gets stripped very easily. So I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to try that yet on my, you know, baby locks. So maybe as they mature, I'll give this a shot on my own hair and see how I like it. But for her hair, it was definitely good. It has tea tree oil and lemongrass is at the very bottom of it. She said, when I asked her, she said her scalp did not feel tingly or cool or anything, so I don't think the tea tree is that strong. The lemongrass, although it's the last ingredient, you can smell it. It makes it have a very, very pleasant lemony scent. And for the longest, I was like, this smells like something I have smelled before, but I could not put my finger on it. Then the more I sat with it, I was like, oh, it smells like the Alikay Natural Lemongrass. I think that's what it's called. The leave-in conditioner in that line that she has for the lemongrass, that's what it smells like. So that's what this shampoo smells like if you've ever smelled that. It smells really good. Next up is the leave-in conditioner. Jinan, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering that name. But this is the leave-in conditioner. It says that you can put it on your locks, of course, after the wash, or just as a daily moisturizer of just spraying on there. Again, ingredients, very simple. It's probably like 10 or 12 ingredients here. All you can pronounce, all like things you're used to seeing in products. So very good. This smells just like the shampoo with that like lemon scent. This did really well on Amaya's hair, and I actually, after shampooing my hair last night, I actually used this as my leave-in, and I really like it. I can still smell it on my hair today, which has been a nice little pleasant, refreshing smell as I'm kind of like turning my head. I'm like, ooh, I smell my hair. But I like it because it is a nice smelling product. So I did like this as well. This is probably a repurchase for me. Only other leave-in conditioner I've ever used on Amaya's hair is the Thalia Waji leave-in. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a spray leave-in. That's the only other leave-in I've ever used on her hair. So her hair did well with this as well. And this you can also spray some on your scalp and massage with the fingertips as well, it says on the bottle. So really like the leave-in as well. And everything that has a nozzle has a little lock click here. If you can see this little knob right here, you can lock and unlock the product. So just pushing it to one side locks it, other side unlocks it. And I thought that was very clever, so that of course if you're traveling, you can lock it. You don't have to worry about something hitting this nozzle and it accidentally spraying out and getting all over your stuff. So that was really neat. The next up is the Imani locking spray. So this is what you actually use to do the retwist instead of using some type of gel, beeswax, things like that. Again, to compare, I usually either interlock Amaya's hair or I retwist with Thalia Waji Lock It Up or Tight Hold. one of the two, they perform the same to me, so I just grab whichever one I get to first. It's what I use. So this has been the only other thing I've tried. I was a little hesitant to try this because of course it's not a gel, so I'm like, how in the world is this going to hold her hair so that, you know, her retwist looks really good? But went ahead, was like, I'm gonna try it, and gave it a shot. This doesn't have, I mean, let me see. This more so just has like a clean soap smell to it. It's not strong at all, but it doesn't smell like the other two, the shampoo and the leave-in with that lemon scent. It doesn't smell like that, but this just has like a really light fragrance to it, so nothing too heavy if you don't like heavy fragrances on your hair. But I will insert some pictures of her retwist. I tried something different this time. I didn't want her to sleep with clips in because I did it a little later in the evening, so I tried a new method of holding her hair with ponytail holders all around her hair instead of using the clips. So basically what I did was I took this and I sprayed it on like an entire row of locks, and as I was going through I just kind of separated the locks and did a palm roll, and I was able to move so fast because of this spray bottle of, I didn't have to dab my finger in gel and reapply it to every single lock. I could just spray a roll, and literally I was grabbing and rolling, pinning, grabbing and rolling, pinning, grabbing and rolling and pinning. And I was able to do that along so many locks, and then when I got about 10 to 12 locks done, I would just gather them all and put them in the ponytail holder, as you'll see in the picture that I'll insert in here. And that's how she slept. And then she woke up the next morning, her hair still, I mean, it held. It's not as hard as using a gel, I will be honest. So comparing that to using this to using a gel, while they do the same thing, I can clearly see the difference. Usually when I used one of the gels, it's like you can tell at the scalp I have used the gel. Sometimes it's a little bit of flakage there, sometimes it's a little bit hard depending on if I got heavy handed. So I can truly tell with this, the lock is very flexible right on day one. So with using this, I was able to get a retwist done in an hour. I don't know how many locks Amaya has because I've never counted it, but I know she has well over 100. I have never been able to do a retwist in an hour, and I got it done using this product. So if nothing else, it allows me to bang out a retwist, and that I do well. So I'm going to bring her in a minute so you can see what her hair looks like today. And then lastly was the Yaya oil. And this, it says that you can use on your dry scalp and locks. It can be also used for a hot oil treatment along with the leave-in conditioner. So thought this was, this is nice. There's really nothing special. It smells like, yeah, it smells like the leave-in and the shampoo with that lemon scent. Went on her scalp, made it very shiny. Not sure if, you know, I mean, oil is not that much of a difference, but it came with everything else, so I just went ahead and got it and used it. Smells really pleasant. It's a really light oil. I haven't tried it putting too much actually on the lock to see if it helps hold in some moisture, because I'm just not sure, but I'll probably give it a shot. But it made her scalp really shiny, really smooth, didn't look dry at all, so I like the oil. So let me grab the kid so that y'all can see her hair. Here she is. Here is her hair. So I wanted you guys to see what her retwist looked like. So it, like I said, it's not as hard as if I used the gel, but I mean, it's still solid. Like just because I didn't use the gel, the twist, I don't feel like they're going anywhere. Like they're here to stay. So I think that spray worked really well, but like I said, it was so easy because I like grabbed this section of hair, I would spray this on the entire row, palm roll and put the clip, and then move on to the next one. So I was able to go really fast, and then got done and like put this part in a ponytail so that it could dry overnight without her having to sit under the dryer to get her hair done. So I really like these products so far. I mean, it looks good. It looks good. I need to put a little bit more oil on her scalp now that they've had a chance to dry. And her locks feel a bit dry, so I may have to put some more leave-in and put some more of the oil on there to trap in some of that moisture. But her hair feels really light. Like they feel clean. They feel different. using these products than they have with anything else. So while they were expensive, I feel like they were worth the price because our hair looks really good, and then I can also of course try them on my hair. When I do my next interlocking, I can try the locking spray as well to see if that helps to control the flyaways and things like that a bit better even on my own hair. But turn around so I can see the back. So here is her fresh retwist using the locking spray. Okay, now turn around. Squat. Turn to the back. Here we go. Alright, so I feel like that's it. That's my final thoughts on Dr. Locs products. Also wanted to add this little cute little pamphlet came in the bag with her products as well. So it gives you a little bit more information about the products, and then it actually goes row by row of each product until telling you how to use it. So I thought this was a really nice touch to add. Although the directions are on the bottle, I thought this was nice to give you more information about Dr. Locs, you know, where you can find them. So that's it. That's my thoughts. If you guys have tried them, let me know what you think below. Again, I know it's pricey. You will see when you go to the website, and it may not be if you're used to spending, you know, $15-ish or so per product, then this is pretty much on par with the rest of those. But if that's something you're not used to spending, it definitely can be fairly expensive. But like I said, I wanted to support, of course, a black-owned business, and these have really quality ingredients. So you are paying for the time, because from what I understand from her Instagram, it's like pretty much a one-woman show with them operating this locally out of her home. So you're paying for that. Of course, they're a lot of the time, but the ingredients that they're using is not a bunch of the alcohols and the other stuff that you see in the other products. So if you're very conscious about the environment, very conscious about what you put in your hair, then you probably will appreciate her going that extra effort with these products. I'm not so much concerned about all that, but again, that is a really nice touch, and I really like that about these products. So all in all, I would repurchase pretty much everything. The only thing I can take or leave is the oil. The PreCleanse, that can come or go, because of course if you don't have a ton of buildup, then you really don't need a product like that. But you know, as the years go on with your Locs, you may find that that is helpful. But definitely the locking spray, the leave-in conditioner, and the shampoo I really like. So give it a shot. She does have a little sample travel size thing that you can order with like 1 or 2 ounces of each product in there that you can give it a try. I think it's like $25 or $30 that you can buy that. I was gonna get that, but then I figured if I like them, then I gotta turn around and spend more money to get the full size, and I didn't know if the samples, because as you can see, Amaya has a lot of hair, I didn't know if that was gonna be enough for me to even finish her hair and give the products a fair share of if I like them or not. So I usually don't do that, but I plunged forward and jumped in and bought a full like beginner set. So hope you guys enjoyed this review. Of course, as usual, if you have any questions, leave those down below, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.